If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. I post a new Tom Brady video every day.
Tom is the best. I've been asked that question for many years, and Johnny U was my hero. Otto Graham was great, slinging Sammy Ball. I go back, these guys.
These are the guys
great.
You watched.
But meantime, Tom has been challenged more in recent history, certainly, with huge games than anyone I could recollect, and he stepped up every time.
I was wrong. Sorry, Tom. I said you were going to retire after the game. I think you're going to run it back and try to get another one. The Tampa Bay Bucs are the Super Bowl champs. Wow. Tom Brady has won 7. Vivian, we love you. Careful with the trophy. Brady rules the NFL world at 43 years old in the first year with a new team and a new conference and a pandemic Super Bowl. It's insane. The Bucs win, and it was never close.
It's unbelievable.
Here's a quarterback. When I watch pro football games, college games, you can literally see, and I actually lost games for our team by throwing poorly, throwing interceptions. I have not seen Tom Brady lose a game for his team.
Is he the greatest that ever was?
I would have to say he's the best at answering the challenge there ever was. Yes, I've not seen anybody have that many big games and answer the challenge as well as he has.
He didn't start as the first overall pick in the draft. He didn't start with basically everything handed to him and everyone patting him on the back and telling him that he was the next chosen one and he was going to be the GOAT and that, basically you have nowhere to go but down. He had everywhere to go. He had nowhere to go but up. And he did, step by step by step by step. And that, to me, look, if you want to look at someone for inspiration.
What's going through your mind in a game, particularly in a playoff game? How much do you see? Do you see the crowd? Do you hear the crowd?
You probably don't. I don't hear much. I don't hear much. I think when you have that inner thought in your head always going, you don't hear anything. And we're playing a team like Pittsburgh. 70,000 fans, and they're screaming as loud as they can. They're stomping on the bleachers. And you realize they can be loud. They're going to have no effect on what happens on the field.
Is it like you have blinders on? Is it like you're in a tunnel? Is it like you're playing a video game? Is it like, are you completely focused? Are you completely locked in to what you have to do?
Oh, yeah.
Do you notice things around you?
No, you don't. You don't hear the crowd. You don't feel the weather. You don't feel the cold. You just see what you need to do.
Before the Brady 6, the 6 guys drafted ahead of him, he was 6th on the depth chart at Michigan. And he didn't transfer, right? There was no transfer portal. He didn't give up. He fought his way through that, and he developed a callous and a work ethic that ended up getting him to where he was. And I remember that first about him, and then secondly, when he got there, when he made it, when he won those Super Bowls, he didn't change. He never lost it. And that is what makes Tom Brady different than any other quarterback, and you could argue any other athlete.
What do you have to say about Tom Brady coming into a new system, a new organization, and proving everybody wrong that he's not just a system quarterback everyone thought he was, and helping take Tampa to the Super Bowl?
Well, Tom, he doesn't care what people say. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but that's just an opinion because the facts are there. It's hard to do what he did. Come without an offseason, learn a new system as a quarterback, the hardest position in all of team sports, and to just pick it up like he's been doing it for running this offense for a long time. Obviously we got better, as the year went on, but man, Tom's the GOAT for a reason. And, he played great all year.
Let's talk Tom Brady. His 5th Super Bowl MVP, Triggs. Incredible performance by him, and really a pristine one, surgical, really, completing 72.4% of his passes, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
22 years, the most decorated career we have ever seen in NFL history. I think no one argues the greatest quarterback of all time. As I was just discussing with Willie, you're going to have a few people that, have their preferences of positions or, who they enjoyed the most. And there's obviously GOATs in every position, but Tom Brady's the greatest football player of all time. And it's not really a whole lot to argue about. You just, you can just have your preference about it. But he had the most unbelievable, incredible, and one of the most impactful careers in the history of sports.
typically when you ask these athletes, like in Brady's position after the game, what about the future? Are you coming back next year? They say, I'm going to enjoy this one now. I'm going to think about it. Brady straight up says, no, I'm back. I'm coming back. He tells Nance right there, I'm back. So there's every reason to believe he'll be better next year. He's back. He's here. And get used to it. Buckle up.
When I think of Tom Brady, I think of a lot of things. I think of a lot of pain that he caused my Dolphins and Steelers over the years, how frustrating it was to play against him. But lately, I think what Tom gave to sports overall was just the idea that if you want to sustain success, that there is a bit of a formula for it. And there is a certain way to do things that can translate from one organization to the next. And when he went to Tampa Bay, he really showed not only just, his level of talent and what taking care of your body can yield you later in your career, but also just a winning mentality. It's kind of similar, not at the same magnitude, but in the same vein as when LeBron left Miami. He was in Cleveland for a long time, struggling, couldn't get it together, not by his fault, by any means. Went to Miami, got the blueprint for championships, and was able to go back to Cleveland and bring that there. And, the dynasty in New England, everyone has, their different opinions about it. And obviously they had some controversies and whatnot. But I think what you really saw with Tom was he was truly the soul of that dynasty, and he was the winner.
Which NFL franchise has the most Super Bowls in league history? And the answer is now Tom Brady. Yeah. He's got more than any other NFL team. He's got 7.
More than Pittsburgh.
More than Pittsburgh, more than San Francisco, more than New England. He's got 7 titles.
And the way that he goes about his life, his career, the way that he approaches his teammates, the way he approaches the media, it's just really astonishing, his accomplishments, for the length that he has had those accomplishments and the lasting impact he's going to have on sports. And now, I've never allowed myself to imagine what Tom Brady's going to do after football, because what's the point? He's going to play. He's been playing for a majority of my time on this earth. Now we get to imagine what the next chapter is for Tom Brady, which I imagine is some time in Costa Rica chilling. But that's going to be interesting. What does the next chapter look like for Tom Brady?
That's it for this video. I post a new Tom Brady video every day, so please like and subscribe. That way you'll always have a new Tom Brady video to watch every single day.